Hello everyone, and welcome to the discussion today. My name is John Chavers, and of course I will be your host here on Talk Life Live as we continue to explore some topics that we hope will help to encourage you and better enrich your lives. So last week we discussed how each and every one of us are made unique and with a very special purpose and plan for our lives. This week I want to continue with that thought or continue with that subject, but I want to add to that and talk about how that uniqueness and that special plan and purpose for our lives will allow us the opportunity to really make a positive difference in this world. So as we're talking about making a positive impact in this world, and this is something that we have discussed on the live version of Talk Life Live that we had on Facebook. As we are talking about making a positive impact in this world, I was reminded of this really cool story about this grandfather and his grandson walking along the beach after this great storm had taken place. If you will allow me to share that story, I looked it up on my computer. And the story goes like this. As a young boy and his grandfather was walking along the beach, a big storm had come in the day before, and there were hundreds and hundreds of sand dollars washed up and starting to die out in the sun. As they walked, the grandfather would stop from time to time, reach down, pick up a sand dollar, and throw it into the ocean. Finally, the little boy asked, "Grandfather, why are you throwing them back in?" And his grandfather replied, "So that they will live." The little boy thought for a minute and said, "But grandfather, there are so many of them. What possible difference can it make?" And the grandfather, reaching down and tossing another one back in the ocean, says, "It made a difference in that one. And it will make all the difference in the world." You know, no matter how many times I've heard this story, each time it touches my heart and it reminds me that each day we wake up on this planet and we are giving a new day. We can choose to be the difference. One person once said, "We must be the change that we wish to see." But how do we make that difference in this world? I'm going to continue to read as this actually has some good philosophy here. When the world seems to be so messed up right now, by starting small and remembering along the way that the most simple gestures of good will and can have an amazing effect on this world. The Bible says that whatsoever you do in this world, do it with all your ability. Do it with all your might. Do it with all your power. And last week we discussed how some of us might not have the greatest talents in the world. Some of us might not have the greatest gifts. And still, even some of us might not have the greatest tools to use. But one thing that we all have is our ability to do our best. So I encourage you this week, as you go about your business, try to find those small things to make a difference in someone's life. Thank you, and we'll see you next week on Talk Life Live.